Let's get ready to rumble!
The gloves are coming off.
Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable!
We're about to go full court press.
Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan!
It's time to play ball.
Malone looking for his first hit of the year. He drives one! Deep left field! That goes Upton! Back near the wall! It's out of here! Bartolo has done it! The impossible has happened!
Listen in as we tackle everything in the world of sports right now.
Stay off the weed!
Throw your hat in the ring at 516-572-7440. This is WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
That is right. Here we go, 4:02 p.m. and welcome to WHPC Sports Talk. I am your host for the day, Michael Merlo, and I am joined by Joshua Umahi, Ross Levine, Elijah Blain, and Matt Leonard. Guys, a very, very busy Monday. The NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, all on deck here for today's show. But first off, how are you doing?
I'm doing better than the Brooklyn Nets. I can assure you that.
Anybody is doing better than the Brooklyn Nets right now.
That's a fact. Speaking of that, I watched a disgusting amount of playoff basketball this weekend. And did you guys see, I think it was the Minnesota-Memphis game?
Yeah.
That lady charging on
the protest.
It's been happening a lot.
She got like decked. She got tackled so
by
fast.
the security guard. And we got the NFL draft coming up, so I was like, maybe she should like be invited.
Yeah.
Like just
Be
give
in
her
the
the invite.
combine. Be in the combine.
The closing speed, the everything.
Before she hit everything, yeah. Oh,
Eyes on
man.
the prize.
We've had interesting incidents with fans over the weekend.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah.
And right here in our backyard, right at home, the New York Yankees.
I wouldn't call the Bronx our backyard.
I hope it's not our backyard, but
I never want that guard to look like that.
right here in New York, we had an incident over the weekend, Saturday, against the Yankees and the Guardians. It really does stink that we're going to open with this instead of the fact that the Yankees have basically proved most of, their haters wrong and their deniers wrong. They sweep the series over the weekend versus the Guardians, who came in sweeping the White Sox, who are, supposed to be a very good team coming into this season, but they do sweep the Guardians. Garrett Cole has a fantastic start on Sunday. Nestor Cortez is unbelievable on Saturday, and yet we're talking about the fact that fans, disgusting fans, threw, full beer bottles and other things at whatever baseballs were in the crowd, they threw that. Whatever they could find at the players on the field after the Gleyber Torres walk-off.
This just further enforces to me that I hate Yankee fans so much. And there's no offense to the two Yankee fans sitting next to me. You guys are fine.
I'm more realistic. I'm realistic.
There are a select population of Yankee fans that, if you're really into the sport, fine. Then there's the casual Yankee fan who acts like this. I can't stand it.
It's also like, for those people that are those people, first of all, number one, and it shouldn't happen any month. It's April. It's April. So that's number one. Who cares? Number two, the Guardians are not that great of a team. That's number two. They're not.
I wouldn't say that.
Who do they have on offense?
Jose Ramirez, Quan is going to be good.
I don't know. I don't think that team's that
Who
great.
else do they have? What's his name?
We can't.
Yeah.
I mean, listen,
It's early in the season.
they're an okay team. I don't think it's worth arguing right now whether or not the Guardians are going to be good.
But the point I'm trying to make though is that 30 seconds ago not 30 seconds ago, 2 minutes ago, before they won the game, you're also a strike away from losing the game. So that's number one. Number two, you also have to it's just stupid. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. It takes away from the game itself,
which was a fantastic win.
Yeah, it takes it away. It just takes it away a little bit. It's frustrating. I mean, look, Yankee fans aren't happy because of other teams. I don't know. There's some Yankee fans that hate the Mets. I don't know. I just don't like fans like that. What do those teams do to you?
Just worry about your own team, and that's it. And I shouldn't go without mentioning the fact that Miles Straw, the starting center fielder for the Guardians, I don't know if I've said Indians.
You haven't.
I
Not
haven't.
yet.
All right, so Guardians.
You're not as bad as John Sterling.
Yeah, John Sterling just says it every sentence.
It was India. I know. I was listening to the game. He's got to go.
No,
But, hold on. Miles Straw does jump. Not jump into the crowd, but climbs the wall to yell.
He faces the crowd.
Yells at a Yankee fan for what I think was the Yankee fan was screaming at Stephen Kwan.
No, he said Kwan, stay down. That's what I just watched.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was yelling about Stephen Kwan, who had just run into the wall and he was down on the ground. Miles Straw had a problem with that. He jumps up, which he cannot do. Listen, the fans are horribly wrong. They were terrible, but Miles Straw cannot do that. He cannot engage with fans like that. But it doesn't dismiss what the Yankees fans did. It was disgusting.
Okay, I'm going to be a homer. The only thing I can't defend it. I can't. But
I'm ripping them.
I wish a little people kind of just focus on what Miles Straw did a little bit more.
Miles Straw was defending his teammate.
I know he's a victim, but
shouldn't do that. Should not. And he was only up there for 1 second and then jumped right back down.
How many times have you seen people throw things from the stands? It happens a lot of times in Yankees games.
But it's so wrong. It should still not.
How many times do you see players climb up the wall to engage with fans?
But they're pissed off. They don't want that. I don't blame players for feeling that way. It's rude. It's dumb. Fans should never do it. I don't care if it's the Red Sox, it's the Guardians, it's the Rockies. I don't care. It should never happen.
There's no defense for it, and when it does
I'm not defending it, but
we kill the fans. I remember it happened in that wild card game or that playoff game in Atlanta at Turner Field. I vividly remember this, and the fans got killed then too. It doesn't matter, especially with the Yankee fans who were specifically throwing it at the players. They weren't just upset by a call or upset by something that happened on the field. They were throwing it at the players, at the Guardian players. That is disgusting. And if you talk to any fan that's ever sat out there in right field with the bleacher creatures, they get all this, this fan foe because they chant things at different, they chant the players' names. Oh, they're so great. They're so much fun. If you've heard what people have said about these fans and what they say to those players, it's disgusting. So we shouldn't be, there's no defending what those fans did. There's no defending it. They were disgusting. They were horrible. And at times, every fan base can be bad. I talk about how bad the Philly fan base is. The Eagles, the Phillies, the Flyers, the 76ers. They're bad too. But we haven't seen something like that in Philadelphia, have we? And they had a terrible umpire last night. We had a terrible umpire in that Phillies game, and they could have very easily thrown things on the field because they didn't like what they saw.
They did not.
But
they didn't do
the
that.
only thing I do not like is that Miles Straw went after the game and he said he handled it well initially, and then he said the Yankees fans are the worst fans in the world.
He has
that's the actions of 30 people.
He has every right to say that.
50 people.
He has every
to
right
generalize
to say that.
the whole entire fan base for that.
Yeah, to be honest though, he's right.
He's not right. He's not right at all.
That's a Yankee fan, by the way. Ross is a Yankee fan. He just said that.
But it shouldn't happen, though. I don't care if you even hate the guy. You shouldn't be doing that regardless. It's a bad look for the fans. Okay, so the Yankees have one of the best histories, if not the best history, in professional sports. It doesn't take away from how ridiculous that was. It's still stupid. They won the game. Congratulations. You were also a strike away from losing the game. You were also concerned about the game itself. So don't say we're way better than you. You guys are terrible. You almost lost to them too.
Elijah, one bad action in any walk of life. We talk about police officers. We talk about other things. One bad person can make everybody else look terrible. And 30 people, more than 30 people most likely, in Yankee Stadium made every Yankee fan look bad. And there's no defense for it. It doesn't matter. Miles Straw had every right to say that's the worst fan base in baseball. You know why? Because he dealt with not even the 30 worst fans he could have possibly dealt with, at Yankee Stadium. He dealt with 30 bad fans that were throwing things at his teammates, saying derogatory things toward a teammate that was injured on the field. He has every right to say that.
That's the interesting thing, too. If we're talking about 2 or 3 guys that threw beer and whatever.
Yeah, there's just 2 or 3 bad guys.
Yeah, then you can kind of chalk it up to that. But you're talking about 30?
A section's worth of people.
A whole section.
Probably more.
Yeah, if we're being honest, because I was watching this incident, the video of it over and over and over. I mean, it kept coming and coming, like, pause. But repeatedly, like, it didn't stop, and then it got worse, and then you had the players just migrate out there. You had Aaron Judge Stanton telling them to stop. Like, it was a whole section, and you guys kind of convinced me, because I was going to get on here and say, you know, as a Knicks fan, we get kind of a bad rap. I just criticized Celtics fans the other day. Like, again, you can't. Can you really chalk up the actions of a few terrible, dumb people to an entire fan base? But
it happens.
Yeah, and from this standpoint of, I mean, if you're talking about any fan base, especially Yankee fans or any New York team, we all kind of think the same way. We all kind of had the same mindset about the team and our attitude towards GMs, players. So. Yeah, I gotta agree. You gotta hold Yankee fans accountable.
But I'm just saying that he kind of made it a little bit personal. It's a very personal experience, and I feel bad for him. But when you generalize like that, the worst fan base in the world, I mean, you can say that the actions of the. No, he meant what he said. He said the Yankees fans are the worst fan base in the world.
Is that an outrageous take,
I go to the Yankee Stadium. I watch the game. I only boo Joey Gallo. I go home, and now I'm a part of the worst fan base in the world.
Elijah, is that a terrible take? I mean, we've heard that take about Yankee fans.
Okay. But no, how about Red Sox fans? What they do to Adam Jones and other people like that?
Yeah, listen,
are they the worst fan base in the world?
Not right. It's not. That's not right either. But the point I'm trying to make is, it's like, okay, there's so many Yankee fans compared to other teams' fans, and you look at their history compared to other teams' history. If they don't like, it's first of all, it's stupid. Players, it's whatever, but they have a different expectation. They just have everything's different for them. Like, they want everything to be perfect, right on the money. With other teams, if it's good to great, it's fine.
They're held to a higher standard.
I'm not that type of person with other Yankee fans. Like, I'm not like other people. Like, oh, they don't win a World Series. Like, you could jump off the Throgstick Bridge. Like, that's how people are. They get that annoyed when they don't win.
Yankee fans have been.
I'm not that.
They've been. They're entitled due to their history, and it's almost like it's a organizational type thing, but it shouldn't be, and it's not. We do have a caller on the line. Caller, what's your name and where are you calling from?
It's Vinny from Massapequa.
What's up, Vinny? Oh, here we go. What's up, Vinny?
Yeah, here we go. Is right. So
Vinny, no cursing. 1 second, all right?
Fans.
No cursing, okay?
Right. Yep, I got you. So you're going to bug on these Yankee fans, but when the Mets get drilled in the face 4 times, your spineless fans do nothing but kiss each other.
What? No.
I would say about that.
Vinny, I was at the game in Washington, which was like the 4th time they got hit. Every Met fan was screaming in my section, okay, and all over the stadium.
Nothing.
What are we supposed to do?
You're in the opposing city.
Throw something. You're in New York.
We weren't in New York. We were in D.C. And what are we supposed to break the law?
New York sports fan. You got to defend yourself, Mr. Merlo.
We were no. I'm not going to break the law at a stadium and try and get kicked out. That's what I'm not going to do.
We're from the Bronx. That's what we do.
Well, you break the law. Okay, I guess that's what you do. That's your excuse.
For New York sports fans, we defend our team.
I wouldn't say that. They weren't. They were just like being. They're in European soccer. They call that hooliganism.
That's what
they're
John
basically
Sterling
being
called
hooligans. They're just acting out of their own.
Mindless Mets fans that let anything slide. What else?
Yeah, I think Mets fans let little things more slide, but that's because when they're winning, Mets fans are happy. When we're winning, we have to win a certain way. That's why.
Okay.
That's why.
Take any winning. We don't care how
they'll take any win.
Fair enough, but I just wanted to hear your opinion on how you guys did absolutely nothing about it.
And thank you for the call, Vinny.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not going to break the law. I'm not going to.
No, of course not.
You know, that's breaking the law. And I honestly believe not only this incident, but we, like you guys brought up before in the NBA games, and we've seen this all over now the country. I think it's a societal issue more so than just, you know, fans acting out. Fans are entitled, and they pay a ton of money to go to games. And if you've listened to me, you know how I feel about booing and things like that. If Elijah said he went and booed Joey Gallo, you have every right to boo whoever you want. Whoever the hell you want, you can go boo at a game. But for whatever reason, fans feel entitled and like nothing's going to happen to them. Not only at the game, but when it comes to the law and going to jail and getting in trouble.
I've said it many, many times on the show. Like, we always hold the players accountable when, you know, something like Kyrie's situation happens. We can fine him. We can fine other players. But who holds the fans accountable?
Nobody.
What, you're going to get a
stadium
1 year
security.
Might get a lifetime ban if you're something bad enough.
Those fans at Yankee Stadium.
What else really happened?
Do you remember when the guy spit on Trae Young?
No,
He got a lifetime ban.
Yeah,
Really?
there's like
Yeah.
facial recognition like services at the stadium. If you go in and you're not allowed, then they'll just escort you out. That's what happened to what's his name, Portnoy. In Barstool.
Those fans should never enter Yankee Stadium again.
No.
And you know what? They should never enter a sporting event ever again.
Well, that's what's
how
gonna
disgusting
happen.
they were.
Yeah,
Never ever again.
That would be a punishment I'm fine with, because if you're going to act out in that way at one place and you get a lifetime ban just from that team and that stadium, who's to stop you from doing it somewhere else?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that punishment.
I think, remember when Kyrie had the water bottle thrown at him
Yes.
at Boston? I think that's what they punished the guy with.
Good.
So there's precedent for that, and I think that's what's going to happen.
And that's what should happen. Now, let's talk about very quickly, because I do want to talk about the Mets. There's a lot to get to.
Hold up. I saw a tweet from John Boy Media. It's a Yankee fan dipping his hot dog in beer.
Yeah.
That was Friday night.
So, yeah, the Yankees are,
No.
from that standpoint, the Yankees
I
fans
think
are
that was the
worst-
same game.
worst in the game.
Yeah.
Like, what do you, oh, I can't even
I saw
watch
that.
it.
That's disgusting.
Like, what? Like, nah, that makes Yankees fans look in a very bad light. I'll say that. I don't know about anything else. Sorry, Mike.
No, you're all good. It's that could be even worse to some people.
It's disgusting. Like, what are you doing?
That could be even worse.
Ketchup, mustard, a beer. All right.
I would take relish over the beer.
Yeah.
Garrett Cole looked like himself yesterday. He bounced back in a big way. Now, I was listening to the radio before, and I didn't notice this because I watched most of the game before it became a blowout. So there was this dark, I don't want to call it substance, but something on Garrett Cole's right ass cheek. Okay? And this happened after the fourth inning, so fourth inning on, he would go and rub his buttocks
I saw it.
This is great.
and then go and pitch. Now,
What was what was the thing Aaron Boone said about Chapman? When nature calls, you got to listen.
I don't know what it was.
Are you sure it wasn't pine tar?
That's what we're saying.
I don't know what it was, and I'm not going to accuse him of anything, but it was there.
That's gross.
I don't know.
matter
I don't.
what it is,
I don't
that's
think it's what
bad.
you think. I don't think it's
sorry,
that.
gross.
I don't think it's number two.
No,
I don't know what's there. I didn't know it was there. That's all.
I didn't catch it during the game, but you're right.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
It's some sort of substance on his right butt cheek. Yeah.
And this was after the
Very
fourth
clearly.
inning. So fourth inning on, and every pitch he went to it. Every pitch apparently he
man.
went to it. Not accusing him of anything, but I'm just saying.
I think if it was illegal, they would catch it. I mean, if
You would think.
if you're saying it, if it's that obvious, then they would have said something already.
Right, because there is an umpire right behind him.
Yeah.
Anyway, Joey Gallo still looks like a minor league ball player, and Giancarlo Stanton better step it up. Listen, they hit with runners in scoring position over the weekend. That's a good thing. That's got to continue to happen. But I think the identity of the New York Yankees has changed. This isn't an offensive team that's going to win because of their offense. They're going to win because they can pitch well when it comes to their starting rotation and their bullpen.
I'm going to say this right now. We have the best pitching in New York.
Okay.
Wow. Stop that. Stop that. Starting or the whole staff?
Look, the Mets pitching. Consider that they don't have DeGrom. Right? Let's just get that straight. It's I'm sorry. I think the Mets had the best pitching in baseball.
No.
Without DeGrom, I mean, come on. This is like the best we've ever.
Do you know
Right now, hold
comes
on.
back.
Right now, their pitching rotation, they're 5 or 6 guys, whatever they can run out there,
rotation's great. Their bullpen's a mess.
is better than anybody can throw out there. Now you throw in the bullpen, yes. The Yankees have one of the 3
not close,
best
yeah.
bullpens, and the Mets are not close to the Yankees right now when it comes to their bullpen.
But even
so,
then,
yes.
I don't think the Mets bullpen is bad enough to,
To bring him down that far.
exactly to bring it exactly.
The
to
Mets
say
are
they're not the best pitching staff in baseball still.
The Mets rotation right now is one of the best we've seen to start a season ever. So I'm not going to go and say the Yankees rotation is that much better. I'm not. I can't say that.
Because it's not that much better.
Our team ERA is less.
Because
Yes,
your
but
bullpen is better.
Your bullpen's better.
Your
We're
bullpen's
not.
lights out. Now, there's no denying that.
You're
but-
saying rotation or staff?
I'm saying staff as a whole.
As a whole, it's close because the Mets rotation is so good.
Okay,
right now.
so
It's the best
we
I've
have a
seen.
2.53, and your whole entire staff has a 2.78.
And that's with the worst bullpen,
Oh, far worse bullpen.
And no
far
DeGrom.
worse bullpen, and no DeGrom.
And it's not like the Yankees starting rotation is that bad.
No,
it's
it's
not
good.
bad. It's not
really,
bad. Yeah,
it's really good.
It's not the Mets rotation, but it's not bad.
What brings it down is Garrett Cole. I mean, that's just a
Who would have
fact.
saw that coming?
That's just a fact. I'm sorry. I mean, look, he was really good against the not great Cleveland Guardians, but he was. Other than that, he hasn't been that good.
I mean, let me see. Jose Ramirez did not hurt us at all throughout the series.
That's one player.
But that's the player.
He's
Right, but
one
you
of the
just
hottest
hit
hitters,
him.
not
You
the
just
hottest in
walked
baseball.
him. You walk and get to 8 other players you can get up. The other guys are
Look,
terrible.
No, we were
This team-
striking him out.
This team was scoring runs. The Guardians were scoring runs before the series
Yes.
started. They're not world beaters. They're not a playoff team. I think they're barely a 500 baseball team. But I really don't have time to argue whether
They're
or
better
not
than the
Guardians are
Diamondbacks,
good.
but yeah.
But Elijah, I'm not comparing the Mets and the Yankees. You are. You
Yeah.
sat here and compared the Mets and the Yankees all day. That's what you've done. I'm not. I have no, again, like Ross said before, I have no problem with talking about the Yankees and giving them credit here and giving them credit here. I'm not comparing them. I don't need to compare the Mets and the Yankees. I don't. Let's talk about the Mets very quickly. They had a okay weekend. I didn't love the way they played overall over the weekend, but they found a way to get 2 out of 3. I'm happy. They win another series, and now they go over to St. Louis. This is a big week, really big week and a half for the Mets. They got these 3 against St. Louis, then 3 at home versus Philadelphia, and then 4 at home starting next week against the Braves, which, again, these next 3 series are huge. If you can find a way to win these next 3 series, I'll be impressed.
If they win 2 out of the 3 of the series, I'm fine.
Right, you split with Atlanta and take 2 out of 3 over the weekend and take 2 out of 3 here. Max Scherzer on the mound tonight for the Mets. Hopefully that gives them a nice boost. Get the first game, and that's huge if they can get the first game, at least set themselves up for a road match on Wednesday afternoon to go take the series. But St. Louis is playing well. They have the best defense in the league.
And their Mike Malak, it's the guy they're facing tonight, is pretty
Mikolas has been good. Their bullpen.
How do you say his name? I have no idea.
It's Mikolas.
It's Mikolas. I thought it was Michaelis. I have no idea.
I think
It's like
I think it's
it's Greek.
Mikolas.
I guess.
Oh?
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I think it's a mix of what me and Ross said. Mikolas.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
But anyway, am I making it Russian? Mikolas?
That sounds Russian. That sounds
doesn't-
good Greek, too.
I don't know.
It's,
Who
I think it's
cares?
a Greek last name.
A Cardinal starting pitcher against the Mets tonight.
Yeah, he's a good. He's got a nice mustache.
Yes, he's pretty good.
So the Cardinals bullpen though has been really one of the main strengths outside of Arenado's 1,500 OPS, which is insane. Their bullpen's been very good. So it's a nice test for the Mets. I'm excited to see Scherzer tonight, his hometown. But
Just don't put in the bullpen for a lot of innings.
if we can go 7 innings with Scherzer, then throw it over to your boy Seth Lugo. Looked good over the weekend.
Great bounce back.
He saved that Mets bullpen in that first
He
game.
did.
That bullpen, even with Lugo being better, and he's better the last couple, that bullpen's still a disaster. It just is.
If he's better, I wouldn't call it a disaster, but I wouldn't call it, good. I'd say
not
it's
a strength.
okay. It's definitely not a strength. Listen, I have no doubts in my mind that Uncle Stevie will come through with a couple of arms at the trade deadline. I'm not worried about that, but you got to get there first.
What kind of arms do you want?
Relief.
Anything
arms.
relief, yeah.
Who's ever-
Lefty, righty, I don't care. As long as you can get batters out.
Whoever's pitching well at that point in the season, I can't throw out names right now.
the guy that I think could very well possibly be a Mark Melanson. That's a guy.
Yeah, he looked
What's
good.
cool-
He looked good against us.
What,
And that's if Diaz struggles, that's the guy.
What team is he on, Melanson?
D-backs.
Wasn't he like an Oriole for a long time?
No.
I don't think
No.
so.
He was a Pirate for a long time.
I think you're the wrong guy, yeah.
He was on the Padres for.
He
was a Brave,
He led the
too.
league in saves last year, and now he's just
Yeah.
rotting in Arizona. So Arizona will trade him for a nice prospect. You know what the problem is about this? Before we talk about Jacob deGrom, the Mets could have had a lot of the guys they're going to trade for. I would expect it to be 2 or 3 guys in the pen, whether they're high leverage or low leverage guys. A couple of high leverage, a couple of low leverage. They're going to have to add arms to the pen. The problem is they could have gotten these guys for a few $1 million a year a month ago, and they didn't do that. And I was a defender, and I said guys are going to bounce back, and guys are going to have better years, and the bullpen will be fine. It hasn't been.
Yeah.
Seth Lugo hasn't bounced back. Diaz has looked good. I'm impressed with Diaz, even though he had that hiccup on Friday night. I still like what I see, but guys haven't been as good. And for whatever reason, Buck does not like using Ottavino in high leverage situations.
Because he's bad.
He hasn't been bad this year. He hasn't. And when he's used him in high leverage situations, he's been good.
He looked okay against the Diamondbacks. He wasn't that bad in that game. The guys that are going to get cut probably by this team, because you got to remember you're going to see some cuts. Sean Reed-Foley's.
I don't see. I know you don't like Reed-Foley.
I'm not a fan of him either.
I'm not a fan.
Who's going to come in when it's a blowout or it's a game where they're not going to win?
Not him.
Who's it going to be?
I mean, look, I saw him in a blood in the first game of the D-backs in the home opener. He was garbage in that. Garbage. I mean, that's all I need to see. I mean, I understand he looked better this series. I'm sorry. The game was over at that point.
And by the way, Ottavino came in the 10th inning with a runner on second, nobody out, and got out of the inning.
Yeah,
no runs. Ottavino's fine. I don't know why they're not using him more. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm going through guys in the pen right now for the Mets, it's Diaz. Drew Smith has been unbelievable.
Yes.
He's up there.
Jason Shreve.
The way he uses Lugo, Chasing Shreve.
Not Joely Rodriguez.
No.
Who?
Joely Rodriguez.
Rodriguez has been a little better. He pitched well yesterday. And you said Shreve and then Ottavino. Like, you have 5 guys, but you're not using them, and you're not using Ottavino in high leverage situations. I don't understand why.
I know it was pre-lockout, but letting Aaron Loop go for that amount of money, maybe when the Angels inevitably flame out, we can get him back.
You know what the thing was about Ottavino? About Aaron Loop?
Yeah.
And it was in November. It was early on. We were at R.C. Dugan's when it happened. I didn't think he was going to be able to repeat what he did last year. I thought he would, just kind of die out, have like a 3-4 ERA, because relievers are so year to year.
You're right.
And $9 million a year or $10 million, whatever it was, I was like, that's a lot for a guy that I don't think is going to be very good next year. He's been great.
He's been great.
And I was wrong.
I was wondering how he was doing. I'm like, maybe he has like a 3 ERA, kind of middling a little bit. He has a 1 ERA.
If the Angels, I know again, and look, if the Angels are out of it, maybe they'll look to move him.
They'll flame out.
They'll flame out.
I know that team.
Syndergaard's look good.
He has. Him too.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he came back to the Mets? Imagine. I don't
know.
I'm just saying, let's say DeGrom, whatever happens to him, just remember Syndergaard.
When I was looking at the bullpen this year, coming into it, I was like, the bullpen wasn't that bad last year. They had a top 5 ERA bullpen, the Mets, last year.
Well, yeah, because of Aaron Loop.
Because of Aaron Loop.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was Aaron Loop, and that's how great he was last season. Very quickly, Taijuan Walker threw 4 innings in a simulated game today. Says he felt good, and he will pitch this weekend against the Phillies, either Friday or Saturday. He should be good to go for about 5 to 6 innings, maybe around 60 to 75 pitches. So if he looks the way he did early in that game against Philadelphia, the night they lost on that Monday a couple weeks ago, then we're going to have a nice Taijuan Walker.
Yeah.
He showed that he could be elite last year early on, and he flamed out because it was his first full season in years, like 6 or 7 years. Let's see if he can put it together a little bit.
Yeah, I went to a Mets game last year, and I think it was against the Cubs. Like, Taijuan Walker looked like the best pitcher in the world during that game.
He was unbelievable. I was not at that game personally watching it, but he was unbelievable. He had like 13 strikeouts in that game. He was unbelievable, and I do think in the innings he just ran out of gas.
That's exactly what happened.
That's how he ran out of gas. I think he was playing through an injury or something, and that's affected him. But look, he's on. You take even a 3 ERA from Taijuan Walker. You take it.
He's your 5 starter. Right now, he's your 5 starter.
Yeah.
3 ERA from your 5 star is scary.
And your sixth starter right now is in AAA because you have no room for him right now.
Who gets bumped? Peterson, you think?
Yeah, Peterson right now. He's in AAA.
He's been great.
He has what, a 1.5? Not even a 0.5? 1-1?
1 run he's given up. 1 run. That's it.
He's like a 0.52 ERA.
I know.
He was really good in 2020. I mean, he was really good. And obviously, I always say you take that with a grain of salt, but last year was so bad you didn't really expect much, and he's looked good. Yeah, so it's a nice piece to have as a six starter. And if DeGrom comes back, a seven starter. Jacob DeGrom, I think we mentioned this before, had a CT scan on Friday, had an MRI today. We don't know anything yet. We should know something soon. I'm going to guess when Buck Showalter addresses the media before the game, we'll know. The Mets play in 3 hours and 15 minutes in St. Louis. So hopefully soon we'll know more about Jacob DeGrom. I'm just going to say this. Let's say, and I'm knock on wood, today, it didn't clear up. We're going to give it another month before we can start throwing. Okay.
Yeah. Take your time, bro.
Take your time, bro. Take your time, Jake. Unless a bad injury happens, which again, knock on wood, take your time, Jake. We got it. We got it right now. So we'll know more soon about Jacob DeGrom. Somebody is not getting enough attention. Mm-hmm. How damn good has Francisco Lindor been? Mm-hmm. Not only is he getting hits, he's getting clutch hits. When this guy's on base, he's driving that guy in. He's been better than advertised right now.
He had the walk-off against the Giants. That was great. Oh, my God. He's been so much better than even when he was at his best last year that I'm so impressed with him.
On the Lindor front, I saw a crazy, crazy stat. It was tweeted out by SNY Mets. So this is Francisco Lindor 2022 versus 21. So the date of his fourth home run last year came May 29th. This year, April 21st.
Nice.
12th RBI, June 1st last year, April 21st to April 24th this year. Fourth double, May 21st last year, April this year, and the same thing with stolen bases. I mean, every facet of the game, he's stepped it up.
And he looks more, not only does he look more comfortable, he's not swinging at bad pitches. When he's not getting good pitches,
laying off.
He's laying off and he's taking his walk.
And he's also, he's trying to get some stolen bases in, which is nice. I mean, that's a team philosophy too. I mean, that's a big thing as well. And also what I like the fact that he's not even trying to bunt. He's just confident he's going to swing the bat and he's going to hit. Because last year he tried to bunt because he wasn't confident last year.
Right. Things weren't going right, and he's like, I got to do something. I got to do something to help the team.
And I think, honestly, the guy helped him the most, Buck Showalter. I think he helped him a lot.
I think Buck helped him. I think Eduardo Escobar, who multiple people say is just a pro's pro. He's a great teammate, great leader. I think he's helped Lindor. They seem to be very close. And as much as we bag on Cano, we were bagging on Cano before the show started, I think he's helped a little bit too. But, that veteran leadership. And I would say they have to get rid of Cano.
Yeah, Cano,
But, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to get rid of him. All right. I think that's enough baseball. Just very quickly, we brought up Angel Hernandez before. He should not be allowed to do any more games. He was brutal.
Did you see Kyle Schwarber's reaction?
Oh, everyone did. That was crazy.
Somebody said that was like a cartoonish level of anger, and I couldn't agree more.
Just put the sound effects over that.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah.
You missed here, you missed there, you missed everywhere. Like
steam come out of the ears.
Literally,
it was a perfect ending to that game.
Yes,
Phillies lost, and Kyle Schwarber blows up. It's great. It's good to see bad things happen to the Phillies. Again, knocking on wood. I believe in spitting in the wind. Byron Buxton.
Do me a favor. Before you talk about him, look up his first name in the vault. You'll like it.
What happened?
Look up his first name in the vault.
Byron?
Yeah,
Byron. I know where you're
on the sports?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Should I play it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Play it.
Byron.
It's quick.
How did that even come to mind?
Me and Anthony. I don't know.
Byron. Who? Byron. Say what's up to Byron. What's up, Byron?
Byron.
That's funny. Those TikToks were great.
New Yorkers are a treasure.
I want to read this tweet very quickly from Jeff Passan. This was this morning when I saw it. Let me see it right here. Okay, since 2019, the Minnesota Twins are 124-73. That's a 101 win pace with a 233 run differential when Buxton plays. When he doesn't in the last 203 games, they are 94-109. That's a 75 win pace, and they have a negative 97 run differential. In the last 162 games, Byron Buxton has an 8.4 wins above replacement. That's an MVP level player. When he's healthy, he is unbelievable, and he is healthy right now, thank God. And let's hope that continues. And very quickly, Miguel Cabrera, congratulations to him.
Yes.
Saturday, 3,000 hits. Probably the greatest right-handed hitter I think we've ever seen.
Not Pujols?
I think he's better.
Wow.
Higher average. The home,
Pujols
he's got
has
the
4
home
more
runs
home
already.
runs.
100 more home runs. I don't know. I would go Miguel.
Oof, that's tough.
It's really tough.
That's
but
really close.
The way Pujols has flamed out toward the end, and the way Cabrera has become almost a different hitter and hitting for a higher average, I think that's it right there. I think that's where he gets him.
Yeah, I see. There was a time when Cabrera, everybody looked at him like when he first got the contract, and while the Tigers were really bad, like they were saying that he's shot, like he's just done, Cabrera, and he's come along. He's been a better player this year, and obviously injuries play a factor, but he's been great. And look, he won a World Series as well, just like Albert Pujols. He won with the Miami Marlins in 2003.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Think about just the accolades that this guy has, and I feel like to the casual eye, him playing in Detroit kind of hurt him because 3,000 hits, a champion, a Triple Crown winner. I mean, easily a first ballot Hall of Famer.
But the thing is that he is like, I want to say he's the best Detroit Tiger ever, but Ty Cobb.
That's a whole different time though.
Yeah, different time. But yeah, he is that franchise right now. And to a lot of guys in the MLB, that would mean a lot to them.
Real quick, would you put Trout above him right now, right-handed hitter-wise?
No.
Trout
has to do more.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
You are listening to WHPC Sports Talk here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Michael Merlo, and I'm joined by Joshua Umahi, Ross Levine, Elijah Blain, and Matt Leonard. Let's talk a little football here as we've got the draft coming up. And let me remind you guys, catch WHPC Sports Talk as they broadcast live on NFL Draft Day this Thursday, the 28th, from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Irish Poet Restaurant and Bar on Wantagh Avenue in Wantagh. Listen live or join us there for the fun. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be great. And the bar over there at Irish Poet is beautiful. So make sure it's going to be a great day. Draft day is one of the best days of the year sports-wise, and I haven't gotten excited for it until yesterday. I'm like, damn, it's draft week. Let's go. Let's do it.
Do you know what I do to get excited for the draft?
What?
I watched that Kevin Costner movie.
Draft Day?
I like that movie.
Such a dumb movie, but I love it.
I never got the purpose of that movie at all.
I listened to Draft Day by Drake. Draft Day, Johnny Manziel.
Oh, God.
Yikes.
No.
I think that was the first draft I ever watched in 2014.
Really?
Yeah.
I was such a Manziel guy too.
Me too. I have his jersey still.
I thought he was going to be a superstar, bro.
I don't want to bring him up. Yeah, Skip Bayless said that he'd be bigger in Cleveland than LeBron.
Okay, I retract that statement because I didn't go that far, but I thought he was going to be good. Yes.
Well, Skip Bayless hates LeBron.
Skip Bayless is a piece of work. He hates everybody now.
I know.
If you just look at his Twitter account right now,
I love
he hates
Twitter
everybody.
so much.
Who do you like, Skip Bayless? Who do you enjoy watching play sports?
Does he even like Shannon anymore?
He probably doesn't.
Probably doesn't. Probably doesn't.
Anyway, we've got a big. This is one of the biggest drafts for both New York teams in a very long time. The Jets hold the 4th and the 10th pick. The Giants hold the 5th and the 7th. Now, according to Adam Schefter, I didn't really think this was a surprise, but he tweeted out this morning that a ton of teams are looking to trade down and they're looking for trade partners to trade up. Now, I think the Giants could possibly trade 7 and move down and or just get picks for next year. I 100% could see that. I don't think the Jets trade down. I think they trade that 10th pick for Deebo Samuel.
They were. It makes sense because they were in on Tyreek Hill,
right?
And that they accepted it. They just Hill didn't want to go there. But that would be It would be great if they did that. I will say this though. The Jets are going to try everything they can to help Zach Wilson. That is just a fact.
Clear.
That's a fact, and that's just what they're going to do. Now they do have to fix the defense. They have to. I really wish they can get like an edge rusher, only because you don't know what's going to happen with Carl Lawson. You just don't know. I mean, even if he comes back, is he going to be the same? You don't know.
And so that's one side of the ball. It's not a problem to have
too many edge rushers.
Yeah. You'd like to have 2, 3, 4, whatever you can have. We got a caller on the line, WHPC Sports Talk. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey guys, it's Dominic, and I heard you guys start to talk about the Jets on a show that I'm not on, so I had to call in. I'm sorry.
Dom, I think the Jets are trading for him. I think it's done. I think it's locked in by Thursday. The 10th pick and a later round pick are in San Francisco's hands, and Deebo Samuel has a brand new contract with the New York Jets. I know you're not going to say that, but what do you think the chances are that happens?
Well, I was actually going to say that I do think Deebo Samuel, there's two scenarios. I think he's either going to be a 49er next year or he's going to be a New York Jet. I really don't see any other situation where it's going to work out for the 49ers to actually want to give him up, because any other team is not going to be able to offer the haul that the Jets are going to be able to give up. I see a lot of Jet fans on Twitter. They're all saying, we don't want to give up the 10th overall pick. But you're going to take a wide receiver at number 10 anyways. I think that's pretty much a lock. I would put my money on the Jets are going a wide receiver at 10. Not sure who that guy will be. So you're getting a proven commodity who's still 26 years old. Yes, you're going to have to pay him like he's one of the best in the league, because he is. And the thing is that you have Zach Wilson on the rookie contract to be able to do that. That's why I think if you have a draft like Kayvon Thibodeau at 4 and Deebo Samuel at 10, you're happy.
100%. It makes sense. I think he is going to get paid more than people think. I've seen 20 to 25 million. I think it's going to be more 25 to 30 million. I think that's what his asking price is. I find it's...
And you have to see if Joe Douglas wants to do that. I mean, he has this thing that he's not going to overpay for somebody, but at the same time, that's going to have to change if you want to start winning. And I think that a lot of Jet fans and analysts are kind of stuck on that. It's like, oh, Joe Douglas is not going to do this. Well, guess what? At one point, he's going to have to if he wants to make improvements with this team. You have a chance to get a superstar-level talent. Every other team in the AFC has gotten better and has made a big move. You need to match that.
By the way, Joe Douglas isn't going to like the price it's going to cost to get him just based on, trade compensation, because the 49ers and John Lynch came out today, for their pre-draft conference or whatever, press conference, and he said, we're not trading him. We don't want to move off of him. He's going to have to get blown away, and blown away means the 10th overall pick and then another, pick later in the draft. Dom, I agree with you. I don't see why any Jet fan would not want to trade that 10th overall pick, because I 100% agree with you. They're going to draft a receiver. I think Drake London would be the best choice at 10. But
Jameson Williams.
You think so?
Jameson Williams, yeah. That's who I've fallen in love with as a prospect. If he didn't get hurt, he would be the clear-cut number one wide receiver in this draft, and he still might be even with that injury. He's on track.
Garrett Wilson's getting overlooked too.
Yeah,
Garrett Wilson is a little bit. See, Drake London, I get, he's got the size and everything, but there's just something about him that worries me. And I don't know if I could tell you what that is yet. I'd have to look more into his tape, but it's an intriguing year. And I said this last Tuesday that there's just not a clear-cut number one prospect. Even the number one pick, we don't know who it's going to be. So it's going to be a fun one.
I know who it's going to be, and thank you for the call, Dom. I know who the number one pick is going to be.
Who's that?
And it's the wrong pick. It's not Aiden Hutchinson, which it should be. It should be.
I agree with you, it should be.
This guy, lock him in. He's a Joey Bosa. He's a Nick Bosa, whatever you want to call it, okay? It's going to be Trayvon Walker, the defensive end from Georgia.
I do not understand how everybody was talking about Thibodeau and Hutchinson. I don't understand how this guy shot up the draft boards this quickly.
Do you know what? I like the theory that Trent Baalke doesn't want to draft someone who is developed by Harbaugh.
What? Oh man, I'm about to go crazy. Because why are you being petty when this is like the biggest
Trent Baalke.
decision?
He's an awful GM. It's what he does.
Yeah. I swear the worst GMs have they put so much emotion, personal vendettas into the decision making. Come on now, you're gonna put a personal beef over who you're gonna select the number one pick.
It's so
stupid.
Hutchinson is the best player in this draft.
Yes,
I mean Neil and Icky, how do you say his last name?
I have no idea.
Iguano,
yeah.
who I would love if the Giants got one of those two guys at 5. But Hutchinson, to me, just seems like lock-in, stone cold, real deal. This is a Pro Bowler, and I don't think they're going to do it. Walker, apparently Walker is this unbelievable run stopper. They don't know how he's going to be as a pass rusher, though. And
then why are you drafting him number one?
If there's question marks, why are you taking him number one?
Last season, the Jets struggled at stopping the run. They were not good at that last year. Right. So That's they would be the reason why they draft him if they do draft him.
Well, they don't know the first picks. They don't got to worry.
Right. If Walker's there at 4, and let's say Hutchinson and Thibodeau are gone, that should be the pick for the Jets.
Yes,
because they have a need there, and Walker is this big prospect, and he's great on stopping the run. If you can get him, if you can coach him up to be a better pass rusher, and I don't think it's going to be much. He could be a star. He could be a stud.
And that's where and that's why you have a guy like Robert Saleh as your head coach, because he could help with defense with those guys.
If Walker fell to 4, it's a win. I just don't. If he was in the second overall pick, I don't have a problem. But picking him over Hutchinson, I don't agree with. And the reason why I'm saying this, I forgot to mention this before, every betting line you had for the number 1 overall pick was Aiden Hutchinson. He was he was the favorite. It was stone cold lock.
Yeah, since they resigned Cam Robinson as their tackle.
For months, it's been Hutchinson. And it's gotten closer. Walker's come up. And this morning, he became a minus 175 favorite to be the number 1 overall.
Wow.
That's big. From being plus 130 last night when I was talking to somebody about it to minus 175 today. That's a big difference. And Vegas knows everything, and they must know. Traylon Walker's going to be the number 1 overall pick.
It's really a question for the Jaguars, right, at number 1, whether you favor the guy who is going to be a 15-year starter in this league, you know exactly what you're going to get every season, or do you take the guy with the crazy potential, crazy athletic gifts, who, has some questions, but if everything works out now, he's going to be a monster.
That was Davian Clowney, and look how that worked out.
That's a good point. I think
Clowney was more refined coming out of college.
Clowney was more of a lock, I think, than Walker was.
Yeah. He wasn't just a hit. He looked dominant in South Carolina, yeah.
He was overrated, but he did look very good in college to say, okay, he's the number 1 overall pick. There's a kid from Florida who I really, really like. Defensive end, Jermaine Johnson Jr. I'm almost
Florida
Johnson,
State, yeah.
the third from
He's
Florida
climbed
State.
up a lot of boards, too, recently.
I've watched him a little bit. I want to continue to watch him this week. I think he'll be there at 7 if the Giants can grab a guy like that, an athletic edge rusher.
Do you think the Giants trade James Bradbury during the draft?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be tomorrow. I don't think it'll be Thursday. I think it'll be later on.
Yeah, because I think they're going to trade him.
I think they're going to trade him.
He's not worth the first-round pick, so why trade him Thursday?
No, but they're not going to get. They're going to do 2 things. They're either going to trade him because he's not even at voluntary workouts, so they're planning on moving him or cutting him. And the reality is, even if they got like a 5th, they're going to do it. You're not going to get a lot for him because he only has 1 more year.
Just get an extra pick.
Yeah, but I just want them to get at least 1 lineman in the first round, or I'll get a lot in the second.
My dream scenario is Kayvon or somebody falls one of those 3 defensive ends, because in the top 4, I don't think 1 will fall. I think the 3 will go in the top 4. But dream scenario is that they get a defensive end at 5, come back around, and Charles Cross, Mississippi State tackle, who they are in love with, from what I've read. I don't know if that's just smoke. They're in love with Charles Cross, or Evan Neal's still there, or Ickey's still there. I am okay with that as well at 7. That would be a home run dream scenario for the Giants. I don't think it's going to be that way. I think they'll take the tackle at 5, and then either trade out of it, Jermaine Johnson at, I think his first name's Jermaine. It's
Jermaine.
Jermaine Johnson the 3rd at 7, or even could Sauce Gardner be there?
I was just about to ask y'all about that, because if Sauce Gardner is there, and again, you have a guy who people are sleeping on in Stingley Jr.
Yeah.
This guy was a star as a freshman.
He was really good as a freshman.
Yeah, so because of injuries and whatever else, people are sleeping on him. I don't agree with that.
Matt Miller, draft expert, he worked for like his own, and then he works for ESPN now.
Yeah.
He had said that he heard over the weekend that Stingley's being talked about as a top 3 pick.
Wow.
Like that high. And if you watch that
over
tape
Sauce
from his
Gardner?
first year, over Sauce Gardner. And I also read, again, it's all smoke. It all can be smoke. It all cannot be smoke. The Jets aren't in love with Sauce Gardner. That's what I've seen as well. They don't like him, and they won't be taking him at 4.
Yeah.
I think if the Jags take Trayvon Walker, then Lions
Hutchinson
go
goes
with
2.
Hutchinson. Yeah, and then the real wild card is the Texans. I don't know what they're gonna do.
I could see
at all.
They could take an offensive lineman.
They could.
They could take Iquanu.
Maybe they're not in love with Kayvon.
Yeah. I think on Thursday that Thibodeau will be a Jet at the end of the day. That's my prediction.
I've seen those concerns with Kayvon Thibodeau out of Oregon, and I don't know. I don't want to believe him. I've seen him play. He's been unbelievable at Oregon. I said Oregon and Oregon. I don't know how to say it.
One of those is right.
We had these like same concerns about Parsons last year. Mm-hmm. Is he a team guy? Is he so committed? And look at him. He's an all-pro player. He's unbelievable. If you see the talent there, and we've heard him talk, he seems like he's committed.
Do you know what? With Thibodeau, like, if you asked me last year who was the number one pick for this draft, it was going to be Thibodeau. So
he's got the talent.
It's just the production kind of waned off. Hutchinson rised a lot throughout the year, and Walker. I think he's a really good player, and I think that he'll be a perennial Pro Bowler.
I think he'll be a Jet too if he falls to 4. I think he'll be a Jet. Unless the Jets are really concerned, they'll take Stingley or.
Yeah, I mean the Jets can take him, the Giants can take him, Kayvon Thibodeau. It's very possible. I just don't take a quarterback. That's all I'm asking. Do not take a quarterback.
We're talking about a different regime. I trust them.
No, I trust them too, but I am going to be fuming if they take a quarterback.
How about in the second round?
I wouldn't even do that.
No quarterback in this draft. I don't even care what round.
I don't think they are because
no, I believe in them. I just don't want.
There was a weird Twitter rumor that came out that they were interested in Malik Willis. I completely dismissed that. I can't see them.
That's smoke.
Exactly. Given everything that the Giants have done, what they've talked about, how they've talked about Daniel Jones, them signing Tyrod Taylor, I don't see it happening this offseason.
Yeah, that's it.
So, and again, we're talking about Thibodeau, like. Given all his answers that he's given to these teams and interviews, I think he just wants to be in New York.
I think he wants to be in New York.
He wants to build his brand. That's his thing.
And I'm fine with that. That's what Michael Strahan did.
If you
perform on the field, then
if every Sunday you're getting after the quarterback and you're a Pro Bowl level player, I don't care what you're doing off the field as long as you're not getting in trouble. You can go be at Nets games, Knicks games, whatever you want to do. Build your brand up. Just be great on the field every Sunday.
Yeah, don't be Kadarius Toney right now.
We didn't even address that. We don't even have time for that. I wrote it down. I didn't want to talk about it. We don't have time for that because you want to talk about this clown. What?
I'm interested.
I'm interested too.
You should be.
I'll take it.
Hot take. Friday, I thought it was a lock he'd be gone. I don't think he's being traded. Nobody's corroborated the story that Pat Leonard wrote. Not one other reporter has said he's on the block. Well, all they've said is the Giants are listening, but the Giants should be listening to everybody on their roster.
Well, I don't trust so many Giant beat writers. It's hilarious. Like I saw that report and I texted my friend instantly. Like, is this guy credible? And she's like, I don't know. Nobody knows.
The only beat writers I trust, Dan Duggan is really good, and Art Stapleton. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the Giants. Because I don't think anyone else has sources, especially now in this new regime.
They don't have sources. They just make stuff up as they go.
Yeah, hope. Look, I mean, again, it's a different regime. They didn't draft him. They have no ties to him. So if there's anybody that they can move, they will move.
That's the thing. I when I saw it, I was at the Yankees game. It was a Friday. So I just looked at my phone. Kadarius Toney is being available. And my first thought was that I kind of believe this because it's a different regime, different mindset, different mentality, and that wasn't their pick. Anyone could be available.
Outside of Xavier McKinney and Andrew Thomas, everybody should be available.
Yeah,
everybody.
And by the way, like I'm glad everybody's there. Voluntary workouts are actually pretty important. Because number one, especially when you factor in how bad this team's been over the last 5 years. Really the last 10 years, but especially the last 5 years. I mean, you got to be there.
And you're a young guy, you want to get implemented with a new team. It's a new team. It's a new regime. You want to be there, and he's not. That's not a good sign. And Galladay was there, and he had said, I'm going to call him and talk to him, but I don't know if it did much.
No, he hasn't spoken to him in a long time.
No. Galladay seems like he's, his head's on right, and he's going to try and bounce back. He's being paid a lot of money.
Different coach.
Look, you can't blame him. They didn't scheme around him. They didn't know what to do with him.
No.
We did not do any jump balls, which was his specialty.
Well, it's also just bad quarterback play. I mean, when you have Mike Glenn and Jake Fromm playing quarterback. It's,
also, Jason Garrett would rather run tight end sweep.
Yeah, the play calling was a problem, too,
So this should...
QB sneaks on the 9 or whatever.
He should have a much better... season, Kenny Galladay. Very quickly, there was a couple of things I wanted to get to with the NBA, but we don't have time. Ben Simmons. Yeah. I mean, this guy... Josh, tell me if this is strong. Too strong. I don't think this guy should ever play a game in the NBA again.
Listen, you can ask the question, does this guy even want to play anymore?
That too.
And the other question, which I don't know if it's too strong either, was he actually ever hurt?
I doubt
That's
it.
a little
Who
strong.
knows?
Think about it though, because we didn't hear about this back injury until he got traded. It was just, I'm sitting out because I'm dealing with whatever mentally.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, before he has to play in Philly, he has a back issue. And then, I was okay with it. It came out that he got an epidural on his back. I'm like, okay.
You don't do that to avoid playing. I'm sorry. It's a needle in your spine.
I get that, but then to say the report that came out, he's questionable for Game 3, he's questionable for Game 4.
Now he's not playing.
Yeah, I said on Friday, like, if the Nets win Game 3, he's going to be out there.
The dumbest thing on this planet was the fact that he was going to be okay. Because we knew before the series started, but before the play-in game against the Cavs, we knew they're shooting for Game 4. Why Game 4? Why
Exactly.
Game 4? What's the difference between Saturday and Monday?
2 days.
Please.
2 days. 2 days.
For
You
the
can't play
love
on
of
Saturday? You can't play on Saturday.
And
Hey,
now
you'd rather wear whatever clown outfit
he
he was
looks like
wearing.
a clown. He's an idiot. He's got to go. He's a quitter. Stephen A. Smith, the first time I'll ever agree with Stephen A. Smith, he said he's a quitter. He quit on LSU. He quit on the 76ers. That's not a pause. That's a mistake. He can never play. He should never be allowed to play ever again in this league. And whatever money that he stole from the 76ers, that he's stealing from the Nets, he should give it all back. He should be forced to give it back. He's a disgusting human being. He's a disgusting
That's
human
the other
being.
thing, too. Like, he's trying to get $20 million from Philly.
Yeah.
When he didn't even... He showed up to practice with this blank look on his face, just standing there. Like, you're not going to get $20 million.
Do you know what? I searched up when the CBA runs out, and it's 2024. So when basketball is not being played from 2024 to 2025, you know to blame. They're gonna the owners are gonna try to go.
That's a great point.
Go at guaranteed contracts.
That is a great point.
That's gonna be the next thing.
It's going to be, I think Stephen A. said it was going to be the Ben Simmons rule. I mean, not only him, though. We saw it with Harden. We saw it with other guys who have demanded out and just acted like a complete fool and got their wish. We're headed towards the NBA lockout.
Yeah.
He's going to be the prime reason why.
It's all. I mean, they rely on two players, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. They trade for a guy that doesn't even want to play, so that's ridiculous. And also, they don't have a head coach. They just don't. That's just a fact.
And I read a report before the show started today. They're planning on bringing him back. He's been outclassed by a guy that worked under him last year. Outclassed.
They're toying with him. They are absolutely toying with him.
He's got to go.
Amazing that the Nets had not only Udoka but Mike D'Antoni on their bench last season. So we know who was coaching. We know who was not coaching the team last year. And it was not Steve Nash.
Steve Nash got to go.
But you know who really set the team back, and he's actually the one playing on the court. Kyrie Irving. Because if you really think, he said we don't need a head coach. And guess what? You don't have one. And he's still terrible.
And you need one. You need a head coach.
I can't wait to talk about this tomorrow.
There's no offensive set. There's no plays. There's nothing. It's just a bunch of guys running around, setting screens, trying to get open.
Matt, what did I say? Hear a ball, go score.
He's here. Take ball, go score.
Take ball, go score. That's it.
Not working against a fantastic defensive
They're getting
team.
knocked out tonight. They are.
They're done.
A point was raised about, maybe they'll come out and fight like the Nuggets did. The Nuggets have pride about themselves, and they have an actual coach.
I hope they get blown out
Did you
tonight.
see how much the Nuggets cared in that game? In that game they won?
Because they actually have pride.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon was thrown out of that game, right? Because he was like fighting or something? Yeah.
Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant not showing up to media portions. No. They're done. They've quit.
As a
the whole team is dead.
As a diehard Brooklyn Nets fan, I hope they get killed tonight. Get killed tonight. Anyway, that's all the time we got for today. Thank you for listening to WHPC Sports Talk. For Joshua Umahi, Ross Levine, and Elijah Blain, and Matt Leonard, I am Michael Merlo, here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Have a fantastic night, everybody.